Shalom, everyone. Hope everyone is having a great afternoon. Welcome back to the Barbecue Network channel. I am discussing um, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, the 1988 film, and also the 2019 film, The Hustle, which stars Anne Hathaway and Rebel Wilson. Anne Hathaway playing, I guess, the Michael Caine character, and Rebel Wilson, I guess, playing the Steve Martin character. The movie is really bad, The Hustle. I went in there with as open mind as I could, and at every turn they added different hot button social topics that don't belong in a classy comedy such as Dirty Rotten Scoundrels was, or even a remake. And I don't care that they're women in it at all. They can be women in it all they want, but there wasn't a bunch of sex jokes and stuff like that going on in the original. I feel they really miscalculated the appetite for something like that. Um, Plus, you got Rebel Wilson taking shots at how Anne Hathaway looks every minute. I just find it to be really odd. I mean, you can say what you want about Anne Hathaway, in real life, but in the terms of the movie, she looks pretty. She looks how she looks. She doesn't look great. She doesn't look bad, but she's called a premenopausal something or other a couple times in it. Or look, they mention lesbianism, which I don't care about, but they mention that a lot. Like, instead of Beaumont-sur-Mer, which is the town that they're trying to take advantage of people in, being a town for older retired folks, she tells Rebel Wilson it's a town for lesbians, which is just stupid. What, the entire town is all lesbians? Okay, great. I mean, how come why is that even funny? It's not funny really in the original. He says it's for older retired folks, but the way that they keep hitting this thing that there's a bunch of lesbians in the town, it's just not funny at all. In fact, it's very offensive, actually. I don't get it. But anyway, I mean, I guess I could just give you guys a comparison scene by scene. Rebel Wilson's always talking about trying to save her sister in this, where Steve Martin's always trying to raise money for his sick, non-existent grandmother. She's always flashing people pictures of this really hot sister. So they make every man into this, base level, wanting to fuck everything that moves creature that's willing to give money for breast implants. Now, I've had a lot of money in my life and gone through a lot of money, but when I had a lot of money and a girl wanted to say that she wanted to get breast implants, I've never wanted to pay for her breast implants. I know of too many non-disturbed individuals that want to pay for another woman's breast implants. If you've paid for another woman's breast implants, good on you, but go back to the asylum. And so that's a big part of the movie. Rebel Wilson just is not performing at a high level in the funny scenes. I mean, Freddie Benson, which is the Steve Martin character, when he's trying to think of Lawrence Jameson, Michael Caine's character's name, when he's in jail, it's one of the funniest scenes of all time. And in this, it's underplayed, and it's just basically a casual throwaway scene. I don't even think people would remember it. The man is actually the man that they're trying to game in this film, obviously because they invert the genders, and the original was Glenn Headley, may she rest in peace. The man's got nothing going for him. There's a couple scenes where he's got something going for him, but he looks way too young. That's part of the plot of the movie, that he looks young, but he just looks like a knockoff of the guy from Kick-Ass, and not in a good way. At least that guy's got something going for him on screen. This guy, I mean, God bless him. I don't dislike him that much probably as an actor, but he's having to do a lot, as that character has to do a lot. And you never believe it once. Not once from the beginning. I'm pretty sure the way they telegraph this movie that everyone's going to be like, oh yeah, he's the one that's actually gaming them, which, spoiler alert, is exactly what happens. So I want people to actually see the original. So I hope anyone that watches this video can actually forget what I'm talking about and just go watch the 1988 Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. I don't really like a lot of these movie pundits out there, but a lot of them are on the money saying don't waste your money on The Hustle and go check out Dirty Rotten Scoundrels instead, rent it or whatever, however you can get it. It bothers me that it doesn't say it's an actual remake of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, though it clearly is. It doesn't even say inspired from. I don't know how exactly that was able to be rigged up, but it was. Basically, there's nothing really too good in this movie. They underplay the Hortense scenes. Hortense is when they dress Freddie Benson up like Ruprecht in the original, and in this one to get rich people to give up their interest in Anne Hathaway. They dress Rebel Wilson like a crazy stepsister or crazy sister that's like, impaired, named Hortense. And those scenes are just awful. Props to Dean Norris for being in the movie and, executing his lines well, but there's nothing creative added to that. I wouldn't even mind if they added some stuff as long as it was creative. All they do is just basically make the characters somewhat interchangeable. Like, there's stupid things that Anne Hathaway does that Freddie Benson would do in the original. So, anyway, I really respect Dale Launer and his achievement of making Dirty Rotten Scoundrels and producing it when he was at a young age, and then went on to make My Cousin Vinny and other films, and I believe he made Ruthless People. I hope, whatever money they gave him, I know when I was talking to him months back, he wasn't happy with how the movie was going, but at least he got paid for it, I guess. And I'll leave it at that. I got a lot more to say on this subject, but I'm going to kind of maybe do a whole graph or chart about the movie if I care enough to. But it was as bad as it could get. It was definitely as bad as it could get. One sex joke after another where it doesn't belong in this kind of comedy at all. So I hope you all enjoy the original one, and shalom. Go see Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. I think you'll enjoy it. It's a great comedy. Another thing, Anne Hathaway's got like no game in it. Like the beginning of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, Michael Caine's character is pretending he's a prince. In this one, she's exposed. Like the guy on the plane tells Rebel Wilson's character the whole situation about Anne Hathaway, whereas in the original movie, Steve Martin puts two and two together. There's no putting two and two together in this movie. It's all just really thrown at your face, and if you don't understand what's going on, then you have no brain signal. So go see the original. You have to put some things together in that movie. Bye for now.